Hello everyone. I hope you are living your best life. Today video is very important because I am going to discuss the top 5 reasons why narcissists target impacts. And the question first is, do narcissists target impacts? Yes. So stay tuned till the end. You will learn and you will recognize some of these signs. And if you are an empath, then yes. If you are with a narcissist, then yes, you need this video, and I am going to break it down into 5 steps so that you can understand whether you are with a narcissistic person or not. So, impacts are the main target of the narcissist because narcissistic people, they are dead. Their soul is rotten. They are very lovey dovey, charismatic personalities, and you have to live your life according to their rules. You cannot have your own life because narcissistic person will never change, and impacts are their main target. Why? Because the reason one, they are intuitive and they have high emotional intelligence, which makes them very attuned to the emotions of others, even going as far as to take on these emotions, something that can drain the impact's energy. They are good listeners. Second one is that they are good listeners and they often give attention for long periods of time. Third one, they have a deep need for emotional connection with others because a normal operating human person has emotions, and they always try to connect with the other person, and they suffer when they are isolated. This need can sometimes be stronger than reason and common sense, and usually their boundaries are very weak. A person is more a victim of narcissistic abuse when that is of impact, because impact tend to feel the emotions of other. That's why their boundaries are very easy to break. They have a more difficulty than others in keeping up with their life and would seek out a higher power or for support, which make them more easily influenced than others. A narcissistic person will make you depend on themselves for everything, and they will humiliate you, they will make you question your own reality. Fifth one, their emotional buttons are easier to push than those of the non impacts. This means that even the smallest attack can shake them up. When someone else shows intense emotions of sadness or anger, they feel bombarded, and their anxiety is increased. Now, what is this false self of the narcissist? Actually, to gain their supply of attention and admiration, narcissists will often use a false self. False self means a self which is likable, which is attractive, which is charismatic. The false self is actually a construct of the ego. It is not based on actual person emotions, rather, it is based on a fake personality. And because true self, it needs love, it needs respect, and it needs understanding to strive. And so when the person is emotionally disconnected or abused, experiencing the true self can be extremely painful. That's why the narcissistic people, they don't have emotions. When you say that I need your time, you are doing this in a relationship, and it is not acceptable, they will turn the way in such a way that you question your own reality. You feel that you are the one who is crazy, you are making problems, you are doing this and that. So it is always you in a narcissistic relationship, it is not them. So if you want to work on a relationship, is a parent or a child or a husband, so it is always you, because you are the problem and you have to feed them with your energy, and you have to constantly do it. Never anything is enough for a narcissistic person. So the false self, actually, it has two main purposes. The first one is it keeps a person from directly experiencing their true self, which reduces the amount of shame and pain felt and makes reality more bearable. The second thing is because it allows a person to manipulate their environment in an attempt to get their own needs. Over their lifetime, the narcissist creates a set of behaviors that form their false self. This keep the narcissist from feeling their shame and pain, but they also keep others from reaching their narcissistic true self. Remember one thing: a narcissist will hate you once you see through them, because then they know that you know. Now, what is an example of false self with that narcissist create? First one is a storyteller. This narcissist would tell story about story to paint themselves as a person in power. So they will give you some stories and tell you about it. So the second one is the victim. They play victim role, let's say. Let's take an example. This narcissist would feed their victim stories of their misfortune while also rejecting any suggestions from fixing the solution. Their only intention is to keep others emotionally invested in their problems for long as possible. The strong silent type. This type of narcissistic personality or demeanor, they are stoic demeanor. They show no emotion, they show no excitement, no weakness, and invest little in their relationship. This is the most common one you would be seeing in relationship. The narcissist will give you a silent treatment to get what they want. So that's why I want to repeat this and hear me out. They have no emotion, excitement, and weakness. They show you nothing, and they invest little in their relationship. The fourth one is the clown. This narcissist will make witty remarks to put down other people and would make light of every situation to suck up your attention. The fifth one is the intellectual one. This narcissist uses monologues as a way to entrap others, people, sucking up their attention with their words. Okay, one thing is you need to understand the narcissist will use each tool depending on your personality. Okay, so everything depends on your personality, and then they will use those traits accordingly. Because why? Now, the question I had this question in my mind, that why impacts attract narcissistic people? Because hear me out. Empaths are highly intuitive and they are very emotionally intelligent. They will always make people feel heard and understood. Have you seen a person who is never say no to other person, and they're always ready to understand the other person, and they're intuitive because their empaths are extremely loyal. They are very loyal, very caring. They prefer to see good in people, and they can love deeply. Empaths are deeply in love whenever they are in a relationship, and they are extremely loyal. The biggest drawback of being with an impact or being an impact is because there is a tendency to attract the narcissistic people. So, all the ladies, all the men who are listening to this right now, if you are an impact, you are the greatest personality who exists on this planet, because you are positive, you give out light to others, you want to spread positivity. So if you have ever been in a narcissistic relationship, believe in me, you can recover from it. And because you give out your positivity, you are positive. We always give what we have. If a person is narcissistic, he will always take, because they are the takers. They take energy, they want to suck up on your energy. But an impact, because impact are naturally born, they always feel they have to care for each other in this world, they have to spread positivity, so you never lose as an impact, because a narcissist is mostly concerned about themselves. However, they are usually incapable of giving themselves what they need. So they seek out people, usually impacts are the best target, to fulfill their needs, be it validation, a sense of power, or a financial support. The issues with being an impact is their nature of to give selflessly. This beautiful trait can be abused by the narcissist. Now, being empathetic being empathic and codependent. If you add codependency to being extremely empathetic, then you will most likely find yourself in an abusive relationship. Being codependent, hear me out. Being codependent means a lack of sense of self, including a lack of self love, which pushes you to crave love from others. You become emotionally dependent on someone else to feel pleasure and validation. Because codependent means you are depending on others for your happiness, for your validation. When you are codependent as well as empathetic, you will love your partner the most but not yourself. You will do everything your partner love, but you will skip and neglect every other thing that you love to do. So don't be a codependent person, because codependent person lack this self love. If you don't have a self love, then you are always going to be manipulated and used by a narcissistic person. So, why the narcissist worries after discarding you? This is a very important question to understand, because narcissists will discard you if you don't meet their needs, and if they have taken everything from you, then they will discard you. And it is very hard to say, and but I have to say the truth. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if they discard you. But why the narcissist worries after discarding you? There are several reasons why they worry. First, fear of losing their control. This is the first thing. Remember one thing in your life: a narcissistic person never misses you. I know it's very hard to listen, but they never miss you. They only miss one thing, that they lost control over you. Narcissists strive on controlling their partners, and when they discard someone, they lose that control. They may worry about the possibility of their ex partner moving on and finding happiness without them. So they worry about this when you are moving on with your life and you are living your best life. The second is fear of abandonment. Narcissists often have deep seated fears of abandonment, and breaking up with someone can trigger these fears. They may worry about being alone or not being able to find someone who will cater to their needs as much as you did. Third is fear of losing their source of supply. So narcissists fears of attention, admiration, and validation they receive from their partners. So when they discard someone, they may worry about losing that source of supply and not being able to find someone else to fill that void. So it is important to remember that their worry is not your responsibility, and you deserve to prioritize your own well being and healing. Because impacts, I have met an impact, they cried their heart out and they were in the hospital for many days. Why? Because impact are the most loyal kind exist on this planet. So it is a message for all of you listening. It's important to remember that you don't have to worry about them. You prioritize your own well being and healing. Now, reversing the damage done by a narcissist, it requires opposing experiences and doing them over and over until they are integrated. Because narcissists create a brain fog in you. They make you question your own reality. You think that you are crazy. You question, you think, okay, you think, oh, if I don't do this, maybe this will be happen if I haven't talked to them like this. No, you are not the problem. They are the problem. So, first of all, heal your toxic shame. Shame can become an identity for so many victims of narcissism. It can shape most of their thoughts. They feel shamed of wanting or saying anything. The way to heal your shame is by facing it, by doing and saying what you are afraid to do, and allowing yourself to open up and to be vulnerable again. So, this is very important. And you have to stop the negative self talk. You have to stop this, because impacts are a person who is a victim of narcissistic abuse. They have the negative self talk, and you have to come back to reality. If you use disassociation before as a default mode to detach yourself from feeling your painful emotions, you won't be able to take control of your life again unless you connect with your true self and your emotions. When you stop numbing your emotions through addictions like bad habits, drugs, alcohol, dependent relationships, initially you will feel overwhelmed with the buildup of painful emotions coming back to the surface. But allow yourself to externalize and feel these emotions through trauma sensitive mindfulness. Now, the important thing is you have to manage your emotions. The goal of allowing yourself to feel painful emotion is to learn how to manage these emotions now and in the future. You want to strengthen the mind emotion connection in a way that always make you feel intense emotions while remaining engaged in your life situation and using your emotional feedback to make balanced decisions because the ultimate reward for learning how to better manage your emotion is that you begin to realize that regardless of how you're feeling, you can choose to act in an entirely different way. Your emotions won't have the same pull when they used to have before. So believe in yourself. You have to have a healthy ego. If you don't have a healthy ego, you are going to be manipulated by the narcissist. When you learn how to manage your emotions in a healthy way, then you will never be overwhelmed by them. As a result, when someone in the future try to emotionally manipulate you, you will be aware of it and you will not run back into the same trap. Okay, now people to avoid as friends are people who are they? Okay, remember and hear this out. People to avoid as friends are people who are quick to be agreeable and wish to become best friends without spending enough time together. They rarely inquire about your life and well being. They are consistently switch the topic back to themselves. They ridicule you and put you down, and they will never ever emotionally invest with you. You have to look for people who appreciate a wide array of your qualities, who appreciate, who laugh with you, not at you. They will accept that physical and emotional space and boundaries, that these boundaries should exist in a friendship. They show compassion when you express difficult emotions. With the narcissist, the communication is never easy. Whenever you try to tell your needs, they will make you that they are doing their best. What you are up to? I am doing my best. You are just overreacting. You are just being dramatic. That's is their answer. So you have to look for people who are compassion when you express your difficult emotions, and don't place heavy expectations on you. People who are nice, who are genuine, they will never place heavy expectations on you. So, and the most important thing is you have to have an independent sense of self. Without independent self of sense, you are going to suffer forever. When you look inside and learn to unblend from the emotions such as shame and anxiety, you begin to develop a firm presence that can be compromised and or affected by emotions or situations. So the self confidence, self insight, you will become a safe place, and you can rely on what when things get difficult. You have to love yourself most first before you do anything else, and you have to have a firm boundaries. One requirement for building a solid independent sense of self is establishing a firm boundaries. This occurs naturally as you begin to connect with your true self and start protecting it. The moment you start protecting yourself, you will tend to have that strong boundaries around yourself. So these were some of the things that I wanted to talk about the narcissistic relationship with an impact. And most important thing, find your passion. Once you connect with your true self and you establish firm boundaries, you find your passion. You will invest less time in others, less time and energy in others trying to please other people, connect deeply with them. With you only connect deeper with your own needs and desires. This is very important, and I have to emphasize this more and more. Find your passion, find your true self, and invest less time in others and invest more time in yourself. Finding your way out to your true self, it requires a better understanding of your true self and tangible representation of subconscious. So it's very important. So you can do it. Find a quiet room where you can sit uninterruptedly, write down each and everything that was bothering you, and just tick out and cross out the things that you don't want in your life. Now, there might be a question in your mind that whether a narcissist can be faithful. narcissists will tend to prioritize their own needs, not yours. So this is the thing I wanted to talk about. The narcissistic person, they narcissists, they only struggle for themselves. They will never struggle for you. The only thing matters in their life is them. You don't exist in their life. A narcissist, we have seen narcissistic parents, children's, husbands, fiancés. So it's better that you value yourself, you understand yourself better, because every person is unique, and some individuals with the narcissistic trait may be able to work on themselves and develop more healthy behaviors and attitude and relationship, but it needs a lot of work. So you focus on yourself, your own self-being. I hope that you liked this video. This video was an educational purpose for people who are suffering from narcissistic abuse, and so that they can understand a little bit about their relation. Thank you so much for hearing this out. Have a good day. Bye.